The Woman in the Yard is the brand new Blumhouse horror film that just hit theaters this past weekend. The movie stars Danielle Detweiler as Ramona, a single mother who's now single because her husband did recently pass away in a car crash, which left her injured using crutches for the entirety of the film. She's a single mother of two. You have Taylor, who's played by Peyton Jackson, and Annie, played by Estella Kahia. Hopefully, I'm saying her name right. And they live on a farm, secluded from everyone else. And out of the blue, when their electricity stops working, they see a woman like this in a veil, dressed up in the yard, in their backyard, who's played by Okoye Agapawasili. Hope I'm saying her name right. And as the movie continues, she gets increasingly closer to the home and threatens to do something. The film is also directed by Jaime Collet Serra, who just came off of directing Netflix's Carry On, as well as other films like Jungle Cruise and The Shallows. The film is an hour and 28 minutes and is PG-13. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here, Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinner. We're talking The Woman in the Yard. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. We're so close to 300 subscribers. Please help us getting there by hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, out-of-theater reactions, box office breakdown shows, movie rankings daily here on the channel. So please consider subscribing and ringing the bell. Comment down below. First of all, have you seen The Woman in the Yard? If you have, where do you stand on this movie? Do you hate it? Do you love it? If you've not seen it, tell me this one you skipped in theaters and are waiting to see this on Peacock. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. So I was not excited for this movie, to be honest with you. Hated all the trailers leading into it, but I'm someone who is my favorite genre is horror films. I watch basically every single horror film that hits theaters, and especially Blumhouse, which is the most 50-50 of the horror studios, where it feels like they make 5, 6 movies a year. Usually half of them are decent and half of them are pretty terrible. So you never know what you're going to get with a Blumhouse movie. The trailers didn't work, but I think Danielle Detweiler is a really underappreciated leading actress in Hollywood the last couple of years. And she was just in Carry On, which was directed by the same director. Really enjoyed that movie, like this director a lot. So that gave me a little hope going into Woman in the Yard. But guys, for me, this is a really bad movie. And it's actually shocking because the first hour of this movie, it says an hour 28. The first hour of this movie was, sorry, I was saying first hour of the movie was the movie I was expecting. Cliche horror film with a really good lead performance, but a horror film that you've seen a billion times. Now, after ending up the movie, I actually would have killed to see a movie like that instead of what the last really 15, 20 minutes of this movie does. Now, I will say Danielle Detweiler is an extremely good actress, and she's very good in the movie because she's playing a mother who has to go through a lot of different emotions. Um, she has to be pissed off, sad, depressed, anxiety, happy, all these different emotions throughout the entire film. And that can be very tough to do. Detweiler pulls off this character very well. She's very good in the movie. The veil and the look of the Woman in the Yard, very striking, very intimidating. The way the director Sarah uses shadows to inflict some tension in the movie, I thought was very inventive. There's a scene where characters are trying to pull down these blinds so the woman can't come into the house with the shadows. And that effect was really cool, inventive, and easily the most creative aspect of the movie. Now, as I said, the first hour or so is pretty boring and generic. Basically, the woman's in the yard, and each time they're talking to the woman in the every like 20 minutes or so, the woman's coming closer and closer to the house. She's across the street, then she's actually in the yard, then she's even closer to the house, and it just feels like rinse and repeat. And I will say, on an overall level, I think Woman in the Yard is actually a good idea for like a short film that's like 15 to 30 minutes, not a feature length 90-minute runtime, because the movie just runs out of ideas on how to create intense moments very quickly. And usually in horror films, it's cool when movies are shot in one location because it means the directors and the writers have to find very creative ways with one setting to create scares and stuff. the movie itself is so far from scary, but there's just other than like the use of shadows, the movie itself, I just didn't feel that intensity with it. But as I said, the first hour of the movie is pretty much generic, run-of-the-mill Blumhouse horror movie. Then the last 15 to 20 minutes has so many reveals, so many twists, but more importantly, for the movie, a lot of messaging and ambiguity. And I could not believe. Now, there are going to be people out there who love the movie because you love the ending. I think if you love the ending of the movie, you're probably going to love this movie. But it seems like based on what people are saying, what critics are saying, what audience are saying, what I'm going to say is this is one of the worst endings to a movie that I have seen in a very long time. And for me, it kills the entire film. I wasn't really enjoying myself anyway, but this completely destroyed a lot of the goodwill the movie at least had in the beginnings of it. And I'm not going to get into what the message was specifically, because that would be spoilers. I will say the movie revolves a lot about parenting. And I think they did a bad job showing that, especially in the early parts where Ramona is a horrible mom from start to finish. Horrible mom. The son characters, like he plays the stereotypical teenage, rebellious teenager, where every scene he's rebelling against his mom. He is insanely annoying, and it's not the performance, it's all down to the writing. And then you have a young, like 7-year-old daughter who's just there drawing stuff, and she's also getting yelled at by her mom. But the problem here is I thought the message of the movie was almost, and I think it is, offensive. And I am someone who is not a parent. Obviously, I'm a son, but I'm not a parent. But I feel like the movie actually had a cool opportunity to end it on a nice note. I think it would have had made the movie a lot better. And even with its heavy-handedness, I actually think the movie would have come together and I would have given it like a fresh review. And I was shocked. They went with when the movie ended and the last scene happens, it honestly pissed me off. And usually when I come back from reviews, it doesn't take me long to collect my thoughts on a movie. I just sit on this. Is this what the movie was about? What was the movie about? Was it the ending they were going for? And I sat on it and I felt the movie got worse the more I thought about it. And I think it's an egregious ending that I am shocked, not just would a writer write this type of ending, that a studio, that a director, would actors even approve such a thing? And I have to be honest, I have never been more disgusted by an ending than this ending of the movie. And I don't think it was a good message. I couldn't believe they were going down it. It was too bleak. It was too depressing. There are a lot of parents, depressed or not, that have similar thoughts, I would say. But for them to go through with something like this, I found was distasteful. And I could not believe it happened, and it absolutely killed the movie for me. I already wasn't enjoying myself for the most part. It was kind of just another run-of-the-mill horror film. I was honestly disgusted by the last 20 minutes of the movie. It was too ambiguous. The movie became too confusing, and the messaging itself, I thought, was atrocious, both in its execution and what they're trying to say. So overall, this is a really rough watch. It's a forgettable first hour of the movie. And once they start telling you what the movie's really trying to say, it just turned me off. So overall, I'm going to give The Woman in the Yard a 1 out of 5. I'm going to go 18% for The Woman in the Yard. Did not like this movie. This will definitely be in my bottom 10 of the year. Did not like this movie. Really shocked that this type of ending is got approved, and it seems like a lot of people agree with me. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video. If you want to comment spoilers about the ending, just type spoilers before so people who are reading the comments don't get spoiled if they want to still see the movie. But I'm happy to talk spoilers if you do in the comment section down below. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys soon.